Hey, what's good, y'all? Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to some behind-the-scenes clips of Star Wars Outlaws, official building and open world. This game is... I'm interested, curious, very nervous, I should say. An open world Star Wars title. That sounds like fun. No lightsabers. Personally, that's all I really play Star Wars games for lightsaber combat, force powers, all that type of stuff. But you take that out of it. For me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. This seems to be just like a regular ass third-person shooter with Star Wars paint on it. And it's Ubisoft, so there's a 50-50 chance that it will work or it will be dog shit. So that's what I'm expecting. But if it's good, then it's good. I can expect bugs. I'm expecting bad writing just in general. If the gameplay is cool, then it is what it is. But we'll go ahead from there. This is not something that I look like I will be pre-ordering. It just, I don't know. I'm not very interested in Star Wars without lightsabers. That's just me. That's my personal thing. If you are, that's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people would like to do that. Play like a bounty hunter or like whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit about that. So yeah, let's go ahead and react to this and see what's going on.
You want to race?
You sure you want to stick your nose into this kid?
Oh, what we get into, buddy.
When you start diving into this Star Wars galaxy, you have so many different options. We crafted the open world in the sense that you have different landmarks, things that can pull you.
Okay, so shit, different landmarks. So open world in Star Wars. There's Hoth, Tatooine, Kashyyyk, and Coruscant. I think those 4 worlds are going to be in every single Star Wars game. I would not want to see Tatooine, but I feel like we are going to see Tatooine. I feel like that is I don't want to say it's become a staple in the Star Wars franchise, but it definitely has become something that you can expect to see in most, if not all, forms of Star Wars media, some way or somehow. They're gonna find a way for you to get your ass there, and you know, it looks like Death Valley, like an hour from Vegas. It looks exactly like that, bro. Just sand, dirt. I don't want to experience that. Hopefully we don't got to experience it much if we have to. I know usually you land at a port, moist icy type shit, whatever. I don't want to see it at all. I feel like you got to show us something different. I know you can build a world with sand everywhere. Show me all of these other Star Wars worlds. Show me all of these new Star Wars galaxies, all these aliens, all these other parts of the game, of the Star Wars universe. I don't want to see the usual stuff. That's me personally. That's on my list of wants. But I think that's probably like the most important thing, though. If you're going to build an open world, I don't want to see the same worlds that we always go to. I want to see something different, and hopefully, you know, they can at least show us something else.
You and catch your attention, but also things that you can stumble onto.
In our case, for example, the approach to progression with experts. Where
Damn,
are
his
they?
neck long as
What
hell.
can they offer me? How do I reach them? And once you reach them, there's an adventure there for you. On your way there, you want things to make you go, oh, what's that?
Throughout the world, there are some hidden or buried treasures that is interesting for Nix. So Nix will alert Kay to these treasures with his cute little squeaking.
Reward curiosity has been a very central tap.
So just like BB-8, or no, not BB-8, BH, whatever the droid is for the Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, It seems to be that is what that alien thing is supposed to be. It's supposed to be giving you sort of hints like, hey, here's something over here, or, you know, just like whatever the fuck. Which is cool, I guess. I mean, you know, it's just taking the place of a droid. And I'm seeing in the future, if this game is successful, trying to sell some plushies for that. And I think Star Wars does well with, is it creating a product? As far as making a good mascot. With Baby Yoda, Grogu, BB-8, even all the way down to R2-D2. Just, they know how to make quote-unquote cute small things be cute and small, and they know how to capitalize on it. They know how to make plushies, pins, stickers, stuff for kids. I could see all this happening already, and I feel like it's more of the same what Star Wars is going for. I feel like there's a lot of hanging out with a droid or a little buddy or whatever the fuck, and it's doing things to help you get through your journey. It's just something that I noticed. Oh wow. Or really talking about that. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily bad. I don't think it's necessarily good. I'm just wondering how often is the Star Wars formula going to be you and a thing, or you and a person, or you and a droid going to go do something and that person sort of helps you out. Whatever. Minor gripe, may not mean a lot. It may not mean much, like, to me either, but it's just something that I did notice.
And was thinking about the open world, and it ranges from civilians being attacked by pirates to playing sabacc.
Sabacc is our version of Kessel Sabacc. You have to get the lowest match possible with your 2 sabacc cards, and then you can bet each round and try and win some money. With Failure Racing, you can make bets on tables of the holograms of the racers. We have a few different versions of arcade games, a ship shooting one and a speeder one, and they can be played mostly for fun, trying to get a high score. We have contract brokers. They will present you with various different types of contracts. There are contracts where you have to infiltrate certain areas to go in and steal specific items for a syndicate, and then you usually have to make a drop. That's the point. You usually get a choice to betray your employer. You can finish the job as normal and get paid, or you can actually give the item to another syndicate for reputation, but that's going to hurt your current reputation with whoever.
So that actually seems like an interesting mechanic. I don't know exactly how much you can really feed into the rep system. Super poor rep, hella bread, and not really selling out your employer, whatever. I'm wondering how far you can take that. They may be talking about it here, but we'll see. I actually didn't know that was part of the game. I really haven't been keeping up with Star Wars Outlaws just as a product itself. It didn't look that interesting to me. It was one of those, if I see it and it's out and I'm not playing anything, I might pick it up. It's not really on my list like that, you know? But that seems like an interesting mechanic. I wonder how deep you can take it again. I'm wondering what others, what more that the, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find exactly how I'm trying to say that. What more will be in store with that feature? I'm really curious on how far that you can take it. And I keep saying that, but I feel like the underlining Star Wars good versus evil, gray area type of story, I wonder if it's still present in Star Wars Outlaws, even though there are no quote unquote Sith or Jedi. I say quote unquote because like you don't know, as well as there's still the Empire, and depending how you want to look at it, Empire, Sith, somewhat the same, just depending, of course. But I say so. I say they're the same, and I think I'm right on that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm wondering, will that later down the line, how much will that affect you? How much will those choices of you having hella rep or not really caring about that side and just stacking up your bread? I wonder what that matters, and how much will that matter? Because I always think that in every single Star Wars movie, show, game, anything having to do with Star Wars media, even though it may not be slapping you in the face, there's always that background good versus evil versus gray area type of conflict and conversation going on. And I wonder how much that will feed into that, and how much that can grow and transform into something else, or if there is something else. So, very curious. Yeah, let's continue.
Employed you in the first place. The better your reputation, the better access you have to higher stakes jobs that are going to pay a bit more money, and those are the ones that are reserved for when you have very high reputation.
If you're looking for blaster parts, Lalini can hook you up with something under the table.
So there are lots of different conversations that Kay will overhear. These can be things like passwords into areas, the location of hidden treasures in the world, and also opportunities to further position herself with some of the syndicates.
We landed on a roster of 5 distinct worlds, which are Akiva, Toshara, a brand new creation, Tatooine, of course, the fan favorites, Kijimi, and Canto Bight.
We really wanted.
The one place I don't want to see. It's a fan favorite. I understand that, you know, but when it's the only planet you show, it's going to be a fan favorite. I haven't seen Galaxies Far, Far Away yet. I've only seen the same 10 fucking planets. I will say, I am interested in a couple of these planets. I think it's interesting that she said, I think she said this is a new planet at Tarisha, let's see.
Which are Akiva, Toshara, a brand new creation.
Toshara. This is a new planet, a new creation. I'm wondering exactly what we will be looking at. It looks almost like a Savannah, no, it's Sahara, you know, flatlands, there's some mountains, there's some hills, there's trees, but also some desert stuff in there. I'm wondering if it'll look almost like a Plain of Africa type of deal in certain parts of the game, of this map. You're seeing trees, you're seeing all that type of stuff. So, could be interesting. Could be very, very interesting. But that's what I like to hear. Something new, something different. I really haven't heard of many of these planets, but someone who has played a lot of like the Battlefront games, they take you a lot around like places. The Old Republic games, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Again, even just the Old Republic MOBA game. I've played them, so I at least have heard names of these places before, and I may have done a mission or a battle or anything in the place before. So I may have some knowledge, but I would want to hear more of random places that I've never heard of. And it shouldn't be that hard because I'm not that deep in the media itself. I'm really not. But as someone who has taken some steps in, at least understand there's more planets out there than just like the ones that they name. This is what I like to see.
Tatooine, of course, the fan favorites, Kijimi, and can survive.
We really wanted to develop something that was fully grounded and had a lot of rich culture and history. And having an open world game
rigid
really makes
as
sure that
what?
you can actually really explore all of those aspects.
Star Wars locations are as biomes, very strong statements, like all of Tatooine is a desert. Kijimi is perpetual night and winter.
On Akiva, it's more the winding jungle roads, it's a little bit more narrow. Toshara, the windswept moon, which is fairly fun because it allows us with the Emberine to create ramps and wall rides.
Yeah,
Wanted all of
that was
the
right. It
locations
does
to
look almost
provide
like a
players something,
African
whether it's
wasteland
about
type
the
of
world,
deal
telling
with
something about the lore of Star Wars,
Interesting.
or just the world building. We crafted at Massive.
So designing the space areas was super fun. So with this,
So, yes, just like they said, the world is very, very important. I think that may be the second most important part in Star Wars, just within a franchise itself. The Force and the world. I think that how the worlds interact, it's still, again, the light, dark, good, bad, and gray area. I think that that's ever present in a lot of these worlds, and I think it's important to showcase that. It seems like they are, so that's interesting. Here comes the space shit. Personally, I'm very whatever on it. I think it's cool when it works. I think it's fun to watch, to play, sometimes not so much. So let's just see how it looks, and let's keep jumping.
distinguish there a little bit between regulated space, which is the Empire controlled, which is the black space with stars, and then we have the unregulated, more hidden, kind of more dangerous space.
It's also a place, of course, where different quests and contracts take you. You should fly in close and have a look. You will definitely find precious things that you need to, at the end of the day, make your ship even more capable to explore further.
It's a different type of Star Wars story. Kay is an improviser. She doesn't really go by the books. She wasn't really trained in, the ways of one particular fighting style or anything like that, but she's just using whatever it is that she can in order to survive. And I kind of tried my best to bring that into the music itself. Sometimes I'll use found objects. I'll play real instruments, but intentionally play them the wrong way, like, playing a guitar on the wrong side, using the tuning pegs as those strings instead of the actual guitar. These are improvised.
That's interesting to say. One thing that this did do is make me interested to see more of what's going on with this game. I think that how he described that she's just a improviser smuggler who just uses whatever the fuck that she can to survive. I think that's an interesting way to describe your character that made me interested a little bit more in your game. This is going to be new, I believe, for a lot of what Star Wars is. There's not going to be, at least from what I'm seeing, is that there's not going to be a lot of lightsaber battles. Force, I wondered how much of the Force is really going to be involved in this. I wonder if you can become Force sensitive. There's a lot of ways that they can take this, and there's a lot of ways that they could make it work, and also differentiate itself from the Fallen Orders, Jedi Survivors, Force Unleashed. You can find a way to build your own niche of the third person shooting Star Wars games. I could see you trying to do a story from the Empire State of View or mine, where you're playing as a stormtrooper or some shit, and then you have a whole storyline about that. I think this could open up a lot, and I think that of course, just like how Star Wars is, it's so vast, it's possible for you to do a lot with it. So, if this is successful or even moderately successful, I think we could see more third-person shooting Star Wars games, or even just more games where there are no lightsabers or Force involved at all. If successful, of course.
Instruments rather than well-defined, perfected ones.
We did a lot of ambience recording trips, which not only gives us freedom in terms of implementation, but also gives us a lot of this.
All right, now it sounds like they're talking about ambiance and all that type of stuff. Let's go ahead and
unique from any of the Star Wars games that we've made so far.
The game is undertaking and bring life to those environments.
It's the first open world Star Wars game, and figuring out what that experience is like, I think we landed on something that feels unique from any of the Star Wars games that we've made so far.
The game is loaded with references to Star Wars comics, Star Wars books, but of course all of the films and characters that players love. We really think that players are going to discover many.
Yeah, so it seems like they're just rambling on now. I felt like that gunplay, it looked like basic gunplay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. This could be seen as a negative type of like review or reaction, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I still like there's a lot of question marks about this game. I'm a little bit more curious, I'm gonna be honest, because it still is not something I will be pre-ordering. I don't know about playing just in general, but we'll see about that. But that's all I got for you guys today. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that link in the description down below to become a member. See you later. Peace.